Hello and welcome back to another video by Leanne and Alan Presents. I am Alan. Leanne is behind the scenes today.
Hello.
She always got to try and step on me. She can't just let me have one thing. It's just ridiculous. So as you already seen from the title card, what we have here today, I think it's a bit too high to really see it, so I'm just going to hold the box up there so you can see the logo on there. It's Nemesis Lockdown. So anyone who's been following the channel sort of for any sort of extended amount of time will have known that we've done an unboxing for Nemesis previously. I think that was June 2021. I think we put that one up when we first had the first wave of shipping, as it were, which was the original stuff from Nemesis. This is the second wave of shipping and possibly a couple of extras which we added on. I'm not 100% certain what's in these just yet. They are still sealed. They arrived both when Leanne and I were working. So just a quick bit of background. Nemesis is one of the biggest sort of board games, really hard to get hold of. So when we saw this on Kickstarter, we jumped all over it. We've done a couple of gameplays. We've filmed one. We've done a few. We've played through it a few times. We filmed one. We've put it up on the channel. We did the unboxing of the original box, which was a lot bigger than this bottom one. You can't see the bottom one, but it was a lot bigger. And that was, as I say, June 2021. We backed the Kickstarter in June 2020, so this has been a long time coming. Year and a half, or over a year and a half as we stand now, is February 2022. This was supposed to arrive last year, but unfortunately the pandemic and the shipping issues and everything that was going on, they kind of delayed a lot of it, which is a bit unfortunate. But, as they say, better late than never. So, what I'm going to do now is going to just sort of go into these boxes. If you haven't seen the previous unboxing, it might be worth having a look at those. We'll pop a little title card here somewhere. It did end up going from 1 part to 4 because there was so much stuff in that box. I'm not sure how many pieces this unboxing will be in, but I'm going to open these up and we'll have a look and then we'll take it from there. So first things first, I'm going to open this top box, which is the smaller of the two. These got shipped all the way from Poland via FedEx. I was assuming they would come from the mainland UK, but it seems that they didn't. So, bear with me a sec. It seems very well taped, just like the last lot that we had. Okay, just put that out a second. Okay, I guess just like the last box, really thick, rigid cardboard, so there shouldn't be any issues. Lots of packing stuff. Okay, hang on. This might be getting a bit fiddly, hold on a second while I fiddle around. Okay, I'm going to put these on here a second and then we'll show them to the... I see. Okay. So, when we started playing Nemesis, we realised that the inserts were really well done. You could get to a lot of components. Make sure there's nothing else in here. So you could get to a lot of components. It was very well done, but you still had to do a lot of fiddling around to get the tokens and all the other little smaller bits out. So when the pledge manager was still open after we played a couple of games of Nemesis, we decided that we wanted to get the inserts for the boxes, for the games themselves. So what we'll do, we're not going to sort of film putting these together, but basically what they are, if I can open one, they are inserts for the game which become trays. You're not really getting inspiration from that one. Let me show the back of the box instead. 2 seconds. I think these are done by eRaptor. Yes, they are. So you kind of get this kind of tray which fits into the cardboard box instead of the plastic one that you get already. So this one is for the core game of Nemesis. Then we've got insert for Nemesis stretch goal box, Aftermath and Void Sealers, which is that one. So the components, just on the back. This insert is durable and made of high quality HDF and plexiglass. To assemble it, there's no glue required. And they kind of help then because you can move a lot of the little boxes out with the tokens and stuff and use them as tabletop containers for the counters and whatnot. So then we've got, this is a lot thicker, Nemesis Lockdown core box insert. There's a fair weight to those as well, definitely. And Nemesis Lockdown stretch goals box. So that should give us a lot more space in those boxes. I am painting some of the models, well, I'm going to be painting them all, but I'm in the middle of painting some of them now. It'll keep them a lot safer, it'll make them more accessible, a lot more manageable. The one, not concern, what's the word I'm looking for? Criticism a lot of people give a lot of board game companies is that a lot of companies don't tend to allow for sleeved cards in the game boxes. Unfortunately, Steamforged is one of them. This isn't Steamforged, the Awakened Realms, but Steamforged, who do Horizon Zero Dawn, Resident Evil, they don't particularly allow for space for sleeved cards, which means the sleeves get bent and the cards go flying everywhere. It's a bit of a pain in the rear end, keeping it PG. But yeah, so hopefully this will resolve that as well. I'm pretty sure it will. So that was the first box, the small box. Now on to the next one. You probably can't see the size of it. It's a pretty large box. Not as large as the first box that we had with the Wave 1 shipping though. So, let's cut into this. Trying to be careful because it's so thick. The tape is ridiculously thick as well. Which is good, obviously, because it's secure. Okay. So I'm just going to scooch it over to the side a little bit so we've got a bit of space to play with. So then, much like the previous box that we had, we've got these funky little polystyrene compressed foam. I don't know quite what that is, but it keeps everything nice and safe. And when you throw it, it doesn't make a sound. Okay, so, wow, that's heavy. Oh god, okay. Is the box supposed to be not sliding open like that? Okay. First off, Nemesis lockdown. As you can see, the box doesn't quite close. I'm not sure if that's a design choice or what, I don't know. So we'll see during the unboxing anyway. Then we've got the Kings expansion. So instead of playing with Queens, you can have Kings. Gives a bit of variety in there. Leanne's favourite one, the Space Cat. She's got a big grin on her face right now from behind the camera. Then we've got the Stretch Goals box, which is one thing I've done purposely with this is not look too much back at the Kickstarter because I wanted this to be quite, oh, I've forgotten about that, oh, I've forgotten they put this in, or that was I didn't want to go into this knowing everything as I was doing the unboxing. And I say it was nearly, well, it's June 2020, we're February 2022 now. That's like a year and a half away since the campaign ran. And all that build up, all that anticipation, it was still there, but I kind of forgot what a lot of the stuff in the boxes were, which to me then reignites that spark and gets you so excited. And I'm hoping to be fully blown away, much like I was with the last box we had. Then we've got Nemesis Lockdown art book. Just that one. Quite thin, but they're good art books to be fair. Then we've got the, just like the first game as well, the neoprene mat, which should be double-sided, I believe. I think. Okay, yeah, that's it for everything in that box there. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just stop recording, I'm going to clear the bit of space off the table, make sure I've got everything sort of set out in an easy to sort of unbox fashion, prep everything ready, and then get back to the unboxing. Depending on how long this run, this might be part 1, and then that might be part 2, but again, I can't really see what's going on with the camera. So we'll take it from there, and we might see you in a second. We might see you in the next video. Stay with us. Hi, we're back. So, I've prepped everything ready to unbox. The first thing that I'm going to show off briefly is the neoprene mat itself. You're not going to see me for a couple of seconds. So there's that one side there. So this is basically the game board that is inside the game box itself, but on a neoprene mat. So it makes it, I feel this makes playing on these a lot better. The game boards are great, but the printing on this is phenomenal. And the first thing I said, and Leanne will test this, is when I unrolled this, I literally stopped and went, whoa, because the print on this is phenomenal. It's just such great high quality. It's so thick. The stitching on the edge is just perfect. Looks amazing. So whether or not you're playing on this or the board game, it doesn't really matter. On the board itself, it doesn't really matter. But I feel that this is less prone to uneven surfaces. If you've got a bit of the board on something that might be underneath on the table, it kicks the board up a little bit, or it might catch with some of the models. It's a bit of a nightmare. So I'd rather play on one of these because you know it's 100% flat at that point. So I'm just gonna scooch that over the way there. Regs is here. Hello. How are you doing? And then first off then, we're going to start off with the lockdown box itself. I'm going to peel the plastic off first because I'm aware that we've got a light on this and it might glare off, and it's not pleasant to watch something getting glared off like that. I am part of a community on social media platforms to do with Nemesis, and one of the funky things, and I'll pull the lid off and I'll try and get a bit closer to the camera with it, is that there's a QR barcode on one of the characters. And Awaken Realms plays a nasty little trick on this one, which is quite funny, but is quite... Right, okay, I thought we were past this, but okay. So I'm just going to slide this lid off and then show the sort of artwork on the top there. Really snazzy. And then you've got obviously down the sides. I can't remember what each of the classes are. That's the one with the QR code. Hopefully that's picking up quite well on the camera. Basically, scan that and watch what happens. I'm not going to spoil it. Just do it. Then we've got another character there. Again, some more great sort of painted artwork. Whether it's digital or actual paints, I'm not sure. Oh, it's pretty dark. Not sure if that's going to pick up too well. And then the one on the bottom itself. So those are some of the characters that you get to choose to play as, or potentially get to play as this. If this is the same as the first Nemesis, it's quite random as to how you choose characters. Then we've got the game book, obviously the rule book, pretty thick. Again with the sort of the square, almost the size of a vinyl, maybe a bit smaller, much like the first Nemesis game. Very similar to that. So instead of having like a normal portrait one, it's quite a blocky square one. Then we've got the room sheets. 2 of these. We've got rules. Oh. Okay, so you've got 1 set of room sheets. So you've got special rooms, additional rooms, basic rooms, rule summary. So the original Nemesis game, you had 2 and they were double-sided with the basic and the special rooms. Or was it special or additional? I think it was additional rooms in that one. This one, not so much. It doesn't matter, it's still pretty cool. That was a quick reference. Okay, so then we've got a laboratory board, research object Night Stalkers, and we've got some tokens. Just that, again, really good quality printing on these. The card feels almost like maybe have some sort of material mix in it. Maybe like, I think the Horizon Zero Dawn board game mixed in with some like fibers in the card to make it more durable. This feels very much like that. So that's really nice. It feels nice. I'm not going to open all of these and show them off to the camera much like the previous videos, but these are the room tiles, the door tokens, the character tokens, different dead corpses. What other kind of corpses are there? Dead body tokens, things like that. So Sentry and Hacker are the only 2 we're going to really see there. Hopefully the light's not glaring off too much on that one. Let me put on this one actually. Make it a bit better on that one. So that's the Sentry one there. And then we've got the Hacker boards there. So these are the player cards. It kind of shows you how to play the game with the rules of combat and things there. How many basic actions and advanced actions and so forth. And you've got the places for the slime, the signal, if you send the signal in the certain rooms, and then you've got your wounds, and obviously shows you the model itself of the character. So if you don't know which character you're picking from the box, because you might be new to the game, it shows you on there which ones are which on the character boards, which is pretty cool. Oh, I almost punched on the bottom. Hang on. Hang on a second. Okay, there you go. So then we've got the game itself. Oh, okay, so there's a big pile of empty space in here. That's why the box wouldn't close. So when these punch tokens are punched out, they'll fit all in there, and then the box should close properly. So then, like I was saying with the board, this is the same as the neoprene mat. I'm not going to open it up fully, but that's that board there. Again, really thick quality. It feels really good. It's a little bend on that corner there where it's been sort of obviously just jumped around a little bit in transit, but nothing too much. Again, the print on that, much like the neoprene mat's really good quality print on it. Wouldn't expect anything less from Awaken Realms. Okay, so then we've got Contamination card. So anyone who's not seen these, watch our gameplay video, you'll see exactly what this is. I'm not going to spoil it here because I'm not going to open all the cards and show off the cards and try and show it for that because it probably won't pick up too well on camera. But if you want to see what this does, go watch the gameplay video that we've done from the previous Nemesis version. Then we've got the tokens bag for spawning different intruders, so queens and lava and so forth. Good old silica gel. Gotta have your silica gel. Let's get a close-up of that on that camera there. Silica gel, guys. Can't fault silica gel. And then we've got a bunch of baggies for tokens. We're not going to need these, hopefully, because we do have the inserts for the game, which Leanne and I are going to have so much fun putting together after, just so you know. Let's put that on the side. Oh, that's interesting. They've actually put like a tray this time. So previous Nemesis, they kind of had something a little similar, not quite as in-depth as this. But then you've got your health tokens, your ammo tokens rather. You've got your dice. That's what the... Okay, so this red one and this black one we're familiar with from the previous game. This orange one and this blue one I have no idea what that is. But that's an action icon. I'm guessing that's one action if you discard your crit, maybe? I don't know. This is going to be interesting. It looks like it's bringing quite a few new mechanics into this game, which is really cool. There's some really funky new dice in there. We've got your malfunction markers. So you go into a room and it's malfunctioning, you put one of these there. If you use all of these and you have to put one more down, game over. Oh, Regs are coming to inspect. Hello. I'm not malfunctioning, Regs. Thanks for checking though. Same with the fire tokens, which are these ones here. So these are the exact same ones, to the looks of it, as the original Nemesis game. It's nice to have extras, so I'm going to dip into them. Excuse me. Noise markers. So you go down a corridor or a tunnel, or you go from room to room and you have to roll the noise dice, which is this black one here. And if you roll, say, a 3, because on tunnel 3, you'd put a noise marker. If you go back through that tunnel, you roll a 3 again, then you're going to get an intruder on you. Basically, that's kind of how that works. Then we've got your markers, I guess you'd call them. So you put these for wounds, if you have the slime on you, or for the self-destruct track and so forth. That's what they're for. We have some spinners. So these are, you'd put them together and they would make like a health tracker. So I'm guessing there's some health tracking board things here somewhere where you can turn down the dials. I think we had some of those. I think we showed them off in the Turtles and the Batman unboxings. And then there's some... Oh, I think these are probably for the doors. So we didn't really use these on the previous Nemesis ones because we had the terrain expansion, so we didn't use these. So I think that's what they're for, is the doors and so forth. So that's a nifty little tray though. So you got all the room for the tokens and all the different bits and pieces to be separated. Oh, and the character rings. I forgot the character rings. You put those on the base to mark the color of the character. But that's cool. It's just a bit of a marked upgrade from the previous Nemesis, which is cool. Let's say we're going to use the inserts that we bought anyway. So that's, whilst we appreciate that, it's not going to be used. Again then, much like previous Nemesis, you've got these player card holder tracker things. I'm not sure what you want to call them. You basically put them in front of you. You've got the number there to denote what number you are in the turn order. You put them down. You can fit the cards in this little groove here, and then you're not really, you haven't got to hold them constantly. So you just put that down, put your cards down, and just look at everything. So you've got 1, 2, 5 of those, just like the first game. Okay, and then we've got the start of some of the minis. So I'm going to grab the rule book for this one. If I can find where I put it. Just because I can't remember the name of the creatures in this one, because as I say, I didn't want to go back and be like, oh right, I know what I'm expecting now because I've seen this and this and this and this and this. So just pull that there like so. So first up we've got the larvae, which are very different from the first game. They look a bit more like something from Starship Troopers. Like bugs almost. It's pretty cool that. It's a really nice sculpt. Hopefully the camera's picked up all the details on that one. If not, we might have to do some reshoots, but we'll see what happens. Why have we got a gap there? It's interesting. Okay. Next up, are those? Creepers, yes. Next up then we've got the creepers. So these are the next ones up, I'm assuming, from the larvae. So I've started painting they were called intruders, in the first game. I've started painting those. If anyone's interested in seeing those, let us know in the comments below. And I can maybe do either a short video or just put some up on our social media channels and just some pictures on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and whatnot for you to have a look of. One of our friends has seen them and he did say that he really liked the style that I was going for. Whether it's just him being nice or not, I don't know. Yeah. This is another creeper sculpt. So there's 2 different creeper sculpts in this one. So there's one with the wings and one without. I do seem to remember that when they were having the Kickstarter campaign, they were having votes of alternate sculpts and things of what the fans wanted to see as the sculpts, which was really cool. I think that was a really great way to get the fans on board. So they kind of mocked up, I think it was 4 sculpts per vote, and they would vote A, B, C, or D, and the winner would go into the game basically. I'm gonna pull this board out here because I get the feeling, yeah, there's more skulls down there. Okay, so we got. These are really in there, just like the first game. They're quite tight. So that's one of the adults. I'll pop him down there a second. Try and get this to focus. It's again quite gangly, quite very reminiscent, but also very different from the first game, from Nemesis. Whereas this seems to remind me a bit more of almost like Dead Space. There's a lot more bony kind of structures and so forth sticking out on this one. This looks pretty cool. I'm not sure what that little slot there is. I'm gonna have to go through all the contents and make sure everything is here. I'm sure it will be, but just to be sure. Okay, then we've got, I'm just trying to figure out which one's which. So that's that, that's that, that's that. Okay. So we've got another style of adult. Sort of hanging off this ripped off bit of like a door frame or bit of machinery, bit of wiring going down, which is pretty cool. This looks like it's maybe starting to go on the life cycle of growing some sort of wings. That bone there looks like bone, looks quite jagged, which is pretty cool. Incredible detail in these, and I'm always surprised as to how detailed these are, but then given the fact that they are quite a bit larger, so if I just pull out one of the player models, for example, as a normal figure, there's a pretty fair size difference. We'll get to the player models in a bit, but it's a fair size difference. So, you know, I wouldn't want to come up against this thing in a dark corridor somewhere. So that's one of the adults. I got another 2 sculpts of the adults, so bear with me while I grab those out as well. We've got this one, which, what is that? That's interesting. This weird kind of like hook kind of tail, almost. These spindly things on the top, that's pretty cool. You're kind of reminiscent of it, like almost like a Bayformers Transformer. Bayformers, what did Michael Bay do to that franchise? And then this is the last of the adult sculpts in this box here. So again, very dynamic. I do with the barrel, the kind of foot in the barrel there is pretty cool. The sort of tentacly thing there. Don't know if it's tentacles or supposed to be like a whip, I'm not sure. It's gonna be interesting, it's gonna be fun painting these. These look, some of the intruders were, I painted pretty much one of each of the sculpts of the intruders on the core game, and some of them were a nightmare because the way they were sort of crouched low to the ground, almost like this chap, if I pull him back out. Trying to get the brush underneath, it's a bit of a nightmare, but managed to get there. Okay, then we've got more silica gel. Silica gel. Then we've got breeders. So we've got 2 of these bad boys. That's a fair hefty chunk to this as well. So the barrel looks like the claw mark on the side. It's a bit of a construct or a metal or something there. Maybe part of a door or a doorway or something like that. Looks very armored, very bony. This big tail there. Where are you going? Very armored, so that's pretty sweet. The head almost reminds me of Rhino from Spider-Man. Hello, Rags. Rags wants to come and join in the fun, don't you? And then last up for the intruders in this particular box, we have, whoa, the Queen. That is very, very slug-like. Gotta be careful now because the Rags is here. I gotta watch where I'm putting this. Very, I was trying to focus on Rags' fur, I think. My glamorous assistant Leanne off camera there, helping me to focus the camera. Because Rags wants to get his butt involved. Yeah. And then we've got very symbol of 3 kind of thing going on there with the big sort of spikes or claws, I guess you'd. Now, what's this? What's this? What's that? What's that? The Queen? No, down you go. Trying to bite my hand now. That's some no rags. Okay, so that's it for the intruders. So, oops. That's not in there very well. Okay. Obviously, we've got the usual big bunch of cards, Nightwalker weaknesses, craft items just on the back there. Things like that there. Again, trying not to glare too much off the camera. Again, we're not going to, much like a proof videos, it's going to be a bit of a yawn fest of just sat, you're going, oh, there's this card, or there's that card. I'm not going to do that. That's not good video. These are most likely the action cards for the characters themselves. I don't know if we have enough sleeves. We shall find out. We need to get some of these mini sleeves online because we've run out of mini sleeves. 100% know that. And then there's a lot of cards in this. Then we've got your event cards, your wounded cards, and your objective cards. Obviously, there might be more different ones in there. Computer action A. So there's, we haven't obviously opened them. We're not going to go through these now. That again, that'll be a yawn fest. So, last thing to go through in this particular box will be the characters themselves. So, first up, we've got the Survivor. So I think this is one of the ones in the box. You can see the arm in the sling there. It's definitely one of the ones on the side of the box. And sort of just looking at the detailing and the way it's punched out. Can you pass me one of the player models from that, Leanne? Because I've been painting them, they're not ready. They've been prepped, but I can still see the... Yeah, it looks like a very similar sort of... Excuse the paint on this, because as I said, it's been prepped. You can see there's very deep ridges on there to bring up the detailing. It's the same with this one. So I'm glad that they've kept with that, because I know the first version of Nemesis wasn't as detailed. So I'm really happy that I managed to come in on the second wave almost, as it were. Right, so next up we've got Janitor. Imagine being a janitor and all this stuff kicks off. I demand a pay raise. So that's that boy. Same bases as well, with the grill on the bottom of the feet are, the track line. So what I did, I have painted one of the main characters so far, and what I've done is I painted, so I've got the side of the base is pink, so I haven't got to use the rubber rings for them, and then I've painted pink in the little groove, just to show as you're looking down on the board, if you're looking down from a very top view perspective, you can see what color the character is. You haven't necessarily got to see this ring here. So I thought it was a pretty cool way to make things stand out. And I've been doing the intruders in black because I felt that was appropriate. Next up then we've got Lab Rat. So I believe this is the one with the QR code. And it's in a crouching position with a, it's either a construct or it could be a very big gun. No, it's definitely not a gun. There is a way to paint the QR code on that. No, that's too small, isn't it? I was getting too ambitious now. Yeah, that's the Lab Rat. We've got some sort of blindfold on the eyes. I don't know whether or not they're blind. I'm not sure if the game will give background on the characters. I hope they do, because this is quite an intriguing world. Oops, one of these has popped out as well. Where do we come from? That way. Okay, hold on, that way. I'll be glad to get these into a secure way, because when you sometimes pull some of these out and you forget which way they go, I say, well, okay. Right, so next up we've got Sentry. She's got some sort of special goggles. Looks like some sort of cloak or maybe concealment kind of thing. Maybe it's like camouflage with almost like a periscope kind of sticking up just here. It's that chap. Then we've got the Hacker. Is that the Hacker? Yeah. Some cabling. I thought that was like a gun attachment at first when I have a quick glance, but there's some sort of weapon maybe there. Looks like he's got a full like digital kind of shield, face shield or something on, and he's got some sort of like data pad or tablet device in his hand there. Again, incredibly well detailed. I'm impressed with this. Especially the little aerial on his head. I'm not sure if that's going to pick up on the camera. There's a little aerial just there. Let me see if I can get it closer. Sounds like this. I need a macro lens. So that's pretty cool. And then the last player character is the xenobiologist. So again, this is one of the key pieces of artwork that they put out. Really beautiful piece of artwork with this claw arm on the back there, just from the shoulder. Some sort of specimen being held up. You can see the glasses, even without my glasses, because I need glasses to see distances. Even I can see the glasses on that, which is pretty cool. And she's got some sort of either a device or a bag just there, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, it's really well done. Incredible, fair play. Cool. So that's everything that's in the core box. What I'm going to do next now, that's good English. What I'm going to do now is put everything back in, seal everything away on this safety one here. This is probably run a bit long to make it a one-part video for everything. So we're going to cap this video off and we'll upload part 2 when that's done. So I'm going to film part 2 next, and then we're going to go and sort that out. So yeah, hope to see you back for part 2.